stopped at CVS on the way back to my apartment, grabbed a pregnancy test, and I took it. And I was all by myself. I didn't tell Adam I was taking it, nothing. It was positive. I was just like shook. Like shook. Hi guys, welcome to today's video. Today is going to be a sort of different video for me. I get questions all of the time about our story and how I found out I was pregnant a few months before our wedding, what our families thought, how did Adam react, what was I thinking, tons of questions. So I just want to kind of tell the story, then I will answer all the questions that I frequently get. So just for a little bit of background, I am going to be turning 25 in about a week. And I was 22 when I found out I was pregnant. We had been engaged for 6 months and our wedding was in about 4 months. I have 2 kids now, Lincoln and Waylon. Lincoln is almost 2, Waylon's almost 2 months. My husband's name is Adam. We have been married for a little over 2 years now. This all happened back in 2017 is when I found out I was pregnant. Adam and I had been dating for 4.5 years. We always talked about having kids early. We always wanted to have kids young. It's not like we never planned for kids. We always wanted kids. With that being said, Lincoln was definitely a surprise. I was just about to graduate college. I was about a month from college graduation. Like I said, a few months from our wedding day, and that wasn't in the plan. We made the best of it. We worked with what happened, and I was honestly so happy to find out that we were gonna be having a baby. Like I said before, we had been dating 4.5 years. I definitely wanted Adam's babies. And we make pretty cute babies too. Lincoln is currently playing outside with Adam and he keeps sliding the door open and closed if you're hearing that and seeing the light changing. I actually found out I was pregnant 2 days after Thanksgiving in 2017. So how it happened was I had been feeling really nauseous. I had a late period. I kept telling my friend, I think I might be pregnant. I think I might be pregnant. I even told Adam I've been nauseous, blah, blah, blah. What could this be? And he was like, there's no way you're pregnant. There's no way, there's no way, there's no way. So the night before my best friend's bridal shower that I was hosting for her, I was out running last minute shower errands with her. We stopped at CVS on the way back to my apartment, grabbed a pregnancy test, and she went back to her house and I went in and I took it, and I was all by myself. I didn't tell Adam I was taking it, nothing. I just took a pregnancy test. It was positive. And I like fell on the floor. Like I literally was just so surprised because I was just getting it, mostly just to like ease my mind since my period was late. And it ended up being positive and I was just like shook. Like shook. So I called Adam and he was living in this house. We ended up moving in here after we got married, but he used to live here with guy roommates. Anyways, I'm pretty sure they were all hanging out, having a fire or something. And I'm like, oh, like go in your room. I'm like, oh, remember how I said I was nauseous and my period was late and I just wasn't feeling right? And he's like, yeah. So I go, I just took a test. I'm pregnant. I told him over the phone and I feel so bad. I didn't even tell him to sit down or anything. I feel horrible for doing that. So I'm pretty sure he like rushed over to my apartment. I know he came over that night and we just like had to talk about it, but I'm pretty sure he was speeding the whole way there. Gets to my apartment and I had taken a second test just to be sure, and it was not a faded line. It was a pronounced line. Like you could tell, like I was for sure pregnant. There were no questions about it. So Adam came over, he starts talking about all the things that he's gonna sell so that we'll have money for the baby and all these different things, which I honestly thought was the cutest thing in the world. At this point, we had 3 dogs. We still have 3 dogs, but we had just gotten our 3rd dog. And dogs are expensive. Like, let's be real. If we had known we were about to have a baby, we would not be getting a 3rd dog. That night, he was a little freaked out, but we both were happy. Honestly, when I first saw the test, I was so excited. Always wanted to be a mom. I've always wanted to be a young mom. So I did start thinking about how are we gonna tell people? Am I gonna be showing at our wedding? All these different thoughts going through my head. But mostly my thoughts were just, I wanna throw up right now. I had such bad morning sickness my entire pregnancy with Lincoln. The next day was my best friend's bridal shower and I was the host. So I was in charge of decor and the games and the food. and the flowers. I woke up the next morning and threw up all over my bathroom right before the shower. And I hadn't told my best friend. I remember we had a conversation on the phone before the shower. She called me in the morning and she was like, did you take the test? And I was like, yeah, it was negative. And I just didn't want her to know because I didn't want to steal any of the attention. I didn't want her to be thinking about anything but enjoying her bridal shower. So I called her on the way home from the bridal shower and I let her know that I actually was pregnant. And she was like, what? She was like, I knew it because you weren't drinking at the shower. Got our OB appointment scheduled. I had never even been to a gynecologist before. I had just gotten my first pap smear a few weeks before, but it was at my general practitioners. To find an OB, we got an ultrasound. They said I was like 6 weeks and the heartbeat looked good, blah, blah, blah. Fast forward 2 weeks, it's Christmas now, and it's time to tell our parents I'm about 8 weeks pregnant, and we decided to just surprise them on Christmas Day. So we told Adam's parents first, and then my parents, or maybe the opposite. I honestly can't remember. A little box and a onesie and an ultrasound, and we just like let them open it, and we were like, surprise. And it was pretty awkward, I'm gonna be honest, because it was almost our wedding. Like, no one was expecting this, and we kind of threw everyone off, but we didn't want to have like a sit down conversation about it because we were about to be married. Like, if this had happened 4 months later, there would be no conversation to have. I told our parents on Christmas, and our wedding day was March 3rd. I was 18 weeks pregnant when we got married. Everyone said that I was not gonna be showing. I wouldn't be showing, I wouldn't be showing. Don't worry about it, you're not gonna be showing. I will try to find a picture to insert here because you absolutely could see my bump. I went to my dress fittings. My dress was fitting pretty well, and then I actually got to the wedding day like a week later, and it was so tight. That was also my best friend's maid of honor. I had to give a speech at her wedding. I threw up the morning of her wedding. Was so nauseous the entire day. I got through it. It's fine. I also was 35 weeks pregnant in my other friend's wedding. I'm always pregnant for every wedding. My wedding and both my two best friends' wedding, I was pregnant all in different trimesters. Well, fast forward to today, it has been 2.5 years since I found out I was pregnant. Like I said, Lincoln's like about 20 months, he's almost 2. And we have a second baby now, Waylon, who is almost 2 months old, who was absolutely planned. I found out I was pregnant with Waylon about 10 months after Lincoln was born. So they're 18 months apart, which is absolutely perfect. That's exactly what we wanted. We always wanted to have kids close together so that they'll be best friends, and it's honestly been perfect. I was going to answer you guys' questions after I finished telling the story, but I just realized that I answered most of the questions while I was telling the story. But one question that I do always get is, do I regret it? And the answer would be absolutely not. Lincoln and Waylon are my life. I love them so freaking much. I'm like getting goosebumps even just saying this because I can't imagine what my life would be like without them now. I think that's everything. So thank you guys again so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.